What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video. Gonna take you through a strongman workout, and in the previous video I kind of mentioned that I wanted to separate these out into their own series and video just because they're super specific. I do have plans. I would like to do like detailed breakdowns of the lift, or multiple lifts, like just something a layman would explain to somebody else. Like obviously I'm no world-class lifter or anything, I just happen to do this. I've found ways that it works for me, and that's kind of my game plan going forward. So if we get enough views, I don't mind doing like detailed breakdowns with like specific cues and certain little things that I do that I'd be happy to share. But until we get to that view count or the demand is there, you know, whether it's mentioned in the comment sections, I don't really want to dedicate the time to doing like an in-depth video unless people want that. So going forward, I'm just going to kind of show you the workouts and everything here, and we can kind of go from there. You know, if there's questions people have of why I do things the way I do them, or if you're struggling with something and potentially you need a solution, maybe I can assist in any way. You know, sometimes, crowdfunding effort, collaborative effort is super useful when trying to learn something. I was lucky enough to learn things from people in the gym around me, and I've kind of baked that into my own knowledge now, and I've been pretty successful at doing it, training it consistently without, too many injuries. Knock on wood. And, just really, I would like to expand upon that or just provide some more value besides just the lifting stuff. So let me know if that's something we want to do going forward. But yeah, starting off the new program here, working up to some log cleans, heavy sets. And you could tell here that first rep, man, things were not going like I had planned, which can happen sometimes when you start a new cycle of a program. Usually it's a lot of high volume stuff. And I was a little bit unprepared here, so I knew going into it to be a struggle. So I missed this third of 260. So I decided to kind of set back, let myself rest, come at it again, and try to focus and get that additional rep. So sometimes when that happens, I'll modify the rep range I'm supposed to hit, and I'll either get the total number of reps possible, like I'll break up a 5 rep set into 2 and then 3, and then go from there and adjust as needed. And then I'll sometimes do just back downs just to get extra volume depending on what's needed. So it really depends. You have to be dynamic. Not every training session is going to be ideal. It's going to take some time. There's some corrective time, when you transition from one to the other. And that's kind of what I do year round. So sometimes you're going to run into these workouts so they're a little bit more difficult. And all you can really do is just adapt, especially when you have multiple different training days. Most people, when they do a certain sport or athletic endeavor, everything is prioritizing whatever that movement or set of movements is. I like being strong overall and just kind of doing everything. So to me, I understand when you're trying to be like a jack of all trades and be well-rounded, you're going to have to sacrifice, some success on some lifts. You're obviously not going to progress everything in the way that you normally would, dependent on time put in. But I enjoy training. Again, I'm not training to be any sort of athlete. I'm not training to be any sort of professional whatever thing. I just like being strong. I like doing movements that keep me entertained, and I like building my body and getting stronger. And all these lifts that I choose, they all work in tandem with one another. And the clean here provides assistance to my deadlift, my row, everything, pulling from the floor with like an oblong piece of equipment, and my pressing too. It's just an all-encompassing movement, helps generate speed off the floor, athletic endeavors, stuff like that. So I enjoy it. It's fun to do, and it works well with my body frame. Obviously, I've got some things to learn. Somebody who dedicates more time and effort to this will be better at it than me, and that's fine. But again, I'm coming in here to train. These are my hobby, my thing. I like to do this. I'm not trying to show up for any competition. I'm just doing the things that I enjoy. And this is one of my favorite lifts. I'm actually glad I got into it. I spent so much time neglecting it, thinking, oh, I don't need to do strongman stuff. But honestly, it's been a breath of fresh air when you're constantly in the gym doing the same stuff over and over again. And honestly, people think it's kind of cool and they see it. Not every gym has the opportunity, the equipment to kind of do the things that I'm doing here. So that's why you got to kind of shop around and find a gym that can support that. And so, like I said multiple times in many other videos, if you're not enjoying your workout, you're less likely to do it. I constantly talk to people who are not looking forward to their workout, try to find excuses or procrastinate. I look forward to it. I'm always trying to get in the gym. I'm always trying to practice my lifts, and obviously some training sessions are not going to go the way that you want. They're going to be kind of garbage. You're going to be tired. But you adapt. You can always lower the weight, change reps. As long as you're progressing in a positive direction, I really think that that's kind of the secret to doing this long term. And then I found if I do something long enough, it becomes habitual and it's almost like an automatic reflex, right? So I know on this day, this is what I have to do. My body's prepared. Anytime you change anything, there's going to be a corrective period and you have to prepare for that. So I like to just mention that make sure you consider that going forward with all the things that you're doing. And so you can kind of see here on the Saturday at this time, the gym's kind of empty, which I like. I like to be able to have my space, fill my stuff, and I enjoy just putting this stuff out there. There's not a lot of information about it or anybody who does a hybrid version of this. This is kind of why I chose my username, the Sri Lankan Hybrid. One, I am a mix of many things too, and then also my training. Like, there's no specific way I train. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a strongman. I'm just somebody who enjoys challenging myself, taking these weights, and having fun with them and learning all different types of movements. And I'm also somebody else who likes the challenge of having to figure stuff out. You know, obviously when you have a problem, let's say there's a problem with like a sticking point on a lift, log maybe the lockout, a deadlift maybe the lockout as well too. Trying to find ways to mitigate that, and then when you can actually push past that, hit a new PR or new rep PR, feels good. And that's something that you do, and not many other people are going to appreciate that, but it's the time and effort that you dedicated. And for Atlas stones going forward, I don't think they're going to be on the menu anymore. I tried to fix this stone of steel. There's a screw that goes in the top, and you can probably hear in the video there's a jangling. There's spacers inside, and you're supposed to plate load it to get it and increase weight. And so that screw I've replaced a couple times, and it kind of tore on the inside. It doesn't stick anymore. And they don't produce this. It's such a niche product, so I'm probably just going to remove it altogether. Probably just going to focus on the farmer's carries or find something else if there's any other strongman lift. We have other stuff in the gym, but I'm just not sure what I want to do. I want to kill myself on this day. I still do like a full arm workout after the fact, but also strongman stuff is meant to be like beaten up and broken down. That stone of steel, strictly metal. I don't know why they decided to design it that way. I feel like they should have provided like a rubber coating or something on it in order to mitigate the bounce and the metal on metal contact. So we'll see going forward. Farmer's carries here. I'm just going to work up. I'm not sure anywhere near my limit. I'm just going to keep adding weight every week until I can't anymore. And sometimes I was trying to do these, I guess, raw-handed without any sort of grip or anything. But I ended up tearing my hand open. I do deadlift multiple times a week. And then I also pull in the Kabuki deadlift bar once a week so it can tear skin, dry skin out. And also it's getting into the colder months, so I'm really trying to mitigate that. My God, I'm like a madman running like that. I think I got too far ahead of myself. Yeah, and these I was told I should definitely allow the front end to dip lower, so I'm using that to kind of propel me forward. So the little technique stuff I need to learn, and I'm more than happy to share them with everyone here who's also interested in it too. But a lot of the strongman stuff, like a lot of it is freestyle. You just kind of figure out on your own. So when I was picking it up, I'm using my Versa grips, which I use for rows and stuff. I'm going to use those going forward because, again, I don't really care about the grip strength. I'm just trying to get the reps and stuff in. So strongman stuff is fine. It's fun. You just have to find a gym that allows you to do it. So, like I said, in the future, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff, and you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.